I'm in San Antonio for NAREIT's REITwise, our 2019 Law, Accounting, and Finance Conference. Joining me today is Libin Zhang, partner with Robertson Holland. Now, I'd like to start by asking, what are the major areas of uncertainty in the tax treatment of qualified opportunity funds?
That's a great question. Right now, we're in a very interesting time because we have these regulations that went to OIRA and are due to be released imminently, and people have a good understanding of what might be addressed in these regulations about, working capital, leased properties. But I feel like one area of significant uncertainty are any kind of anti-abuse rule that the IRS might promulgate to address very creative structures that tax lawyers have come up with over the past few months. For example, there is a rule that says if a qualified opportunity fund purchases a land and building, it only needs to double the basis of the building to meet a substantial improvement test. So you can imagine situations where people have allocated a very small amount of basis to the building and taken a position that they only need to build a little parking lot shack on the land to qualify.
And what are the tax and non-tax considerations in selecting these investments?
So I think there's been a lot of focus in the news about the tax benefits of the qualified opportunity funds, which are great. But at the end of the day, the investor needs to think about whether the fund itself is a good investment and whether it will make money. There's been a lot of discussion in the media about different funds. Anthony Scaramucci has a fund, and there's been some personnel issues, and it's not clear how well they would implement the actual fund itself. So I think at the end of the day, you have to think about whether this fund will actually make money, because the real main benefit of the qualified opportunity fund regime, which is the 10-year tax-free exit, that only kicks in if the fund investment does make money and there is capital gain to exclude. So if it tanks, then nobody gets any tax benefit.
Okay. And lastly, how can an existing owner of a property in an opportunity zone benefit from this program?
So that's a great question. When these rules first came out in late 2017, a lot of owners found themselves with land or building in a qualified opportunity zone, and it was very interesting how different structures have evolved over time, because an existing owner cannot sell a real estate to a related qualified opportunity fund and still allow the fund to get the tax benefits. So there are a couple of different structures. The existing owner could sell to an unrelated fund and just make a lot of money from the sale. The owner can keep 20%. And then there are other structures involving leases or using what's called a 70-30 test that have different levels of risk and opportunity. And so that's an area that people think these second set of regulations will definitely clarify.
For more information on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit NAREIT's website, REIT.com.